Well, one of the priorities of the Wolf administration is to reduce greenhouse gases and expand clean energy practices across the state. Fox 43's Danielle Miller takes a look at some of the goals that the Commonwealth has in place and how we can all work to reduce our footprint on the environment in the final portion of our Climate Smart series.
This is one of the most critical environmental problems that we have, right, facing the world. This is critical for us to address this issue.
Pennsylvania has a goal to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 26% in 2025 and by 80% in 2050. These reductions were calculated using 2005 baseline levels. Dave ALTHOFF, director of the Energy Programs Office at the Department of Environmental Protection, says that this will be a tough goal to meet.
Our analysis right now shows that, keeping on the track that we're on, we'll probably get to 24% reduction on that 2005 baseline by 2025, which is not meeting that 26% goal, but pretty close. But to make the 80% goal by 2050, we need to do a lot more.
But what does a lot more look like? The Department of Environmental Protection has a climate action plan in place, one that they update every 3 years. In this action plan, they identify the biggest contributors to greenhouse gases and what business owners and citizens can do. This includes switching to clean, renewable energy. One business taking the lead in this is SEPTA.
SEPTA, as you may imagine, is one of the largest energy consumers in the entire state of Pennsylvania. We run not only our buildings, but our trolleys, our regional rail, our subway elevated are all electrical propulsion powered.
The public transportation company has contracted Lightsource BP to construct 2 solar farms in Franklin County, one of which is already operational. Once both farms are online, they're set to cover 20% of SEPTA's total electricity usage. That would erase over 19,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide from their greenhouse emissions every year. Now that figure is equal to the emissions of over 4,000 cars driven annually.
It's good for our bottom line, both our social bottom line, our environmental bottom line, and monetary, because solar is insulated somewhat from the swings in the electrical market. We know how much it's going to cost, and solar is not going to get more expensive.
This project also helps the local economy in Franklin County, as 100 jobs were created during the construction of the farms. According to Climate Central, this is part of a nationwide trend in which solar power is expanding dramatically. The independent group says that solar could add 52 jobs per every 10,000 people in PA through 2050. Installing solar panels is also a solution that you can invest in at home. But if that's not something you can financially commit to, DEP offers other ways for you to help reduce your emissions.
I think it starts with the standards: reduce, reuse, recycle. And then you want to look at your home energy systems, and you want to make sure that you're efficient.
While this may seem like an old phrase, it does have some practical applications. You can reduce your energy usage by carpooling or taking public transportation. If you need to purchase new appliances, make sure they're Energy Star certified. Other ways to reduce energy at home is to install sink aerators, lower your water heater temperature, and make sure you're unplugging appliances that are not in use. Electric vehicles also provide another way to reduce greenhouse gases.
I think that what we're going to see is when we start to see these electric pickup trucks, like, it's going to break the dam with regards to EVs on the road in Pennsylvania.
DEP offers rebates to people who invest in used or new alternative fuel vehicles. There are also ways that legislation could help reduce emissions. Pennsylvania planned to join the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, which would cap and reduce CO2 emissions by requiring power plants to acquire CO2 allowances. Plants are able to trade or buy allowances from each other. Pennsylvania is the only state in the Northeast that is not a part of the initiative, which is still in the General Assembly. While there's a lot to do in order to reduce emissions across PA, ALTHOFF says that we are on the right path.
The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is making huge strides with regards to using renewable energy.
Danielle Miller, Fox 43 News.